Hi, this is Carolyn Larsen-Wieber, and I am the owner and founder of CLW Financial Planning. CLW Financial Planning is a financial planning and tax practice. I've been in the tax industry for, going on better than 25 years. But I created my firm back in 2019 really to help empower people just like me do what somebody told them they couldn't do. I've put together this video to tell you why I do what I do and why I'm so passionate about doing it. So in order for you to understand, we have to go back into history, and I have to give you a little bit of a background. So let's go back to my high school days. And when I was a junior in high school, I met this man, and he was the man of my dreams, and I was in love, and we had decided to get married. He was like my only boyfriend though. So I went to community college, and after I was in community college and I was headed to a 4-year degree at Cornell University, between those two things, we went ahead and got married. And so I was 19, I was young, What did I know at that point? But anyway, got married, and I didn't have to get married, but we did. And I went into school. I finished a Bachelor of Science degree at Cornell University, and my major was agricultural education. And really what I wanted to do at that point was I wanted to teach horticulture in a vocational school. So in order to have more experience, what I decided to do was go and apply for and get some jobs at a florist shop and learn floral design, so I had some experience in order to teach. Well, what I realized in working for those florist shops was, this isn't working out. I didn't have the design eye for floral design. And what I found out what I really liked about it was I liked the business part of it. I like to open the store, close the store, count the money, do those kinds of things. So at that point, I went to my husband and I said, I really want to go back to school. I want a different thing. And it come to find out, in looking back at some of my entrance exams for going into college, actually I score off the charts in business process and ethics. That's funny, I'm a CPA, so that's like right up my alley. Anyway, so when they went to him, he said, "Oh, Carolyn, we really can't afford it." I mean, but the funny part, this is the real funny part. My husband, he had his whole life planned out. He was a police officer, and his plan, I'm going to work in the police department for 25 years. And after I retire from the police department after 25 years, I'm going to go into the funeral business, be a mortuary. So he had this whole thing planned out. But when it came to what I wanted, it was, let's put the brakes on. Has that ever happened to you? Well, let me tell you, that really did not set well with me. Now, we were 6.5 years into my marriage, and I think that, that was one of the pivotal things that really made me think about, I don't think this is for me. Anyway, our marriage ended. We got divorced, and that's when I really started to flourish. I went to night school. I got a word processing job. I landed a job in an accounting department, and they happened to have a program that said, "Hey, we'll pay for your education up to $5,000 a year." And I said, oh, this is great. I love accounting. I loved it. I loved the adding and the subtracting and, you know, coming to an answer and trying to figure things out. I went to graduate school, and I worked full-time, went to school at night, and then I said, oh, I got to get through this. And then I went part-time and went to school. I worked part-time and went to school full-time. And it was, believe me, it was not easy. You know, I became this person. I lived on my own. I realized I have to be my own person. I have to plan my own destiny. And so I gave myself permission. I gave myself permission to do the things I really wanted to do. They weren't easy. I lived on rice and beans and rice. I remember a lot of the times, you know, remember these stores that had, you know, bulk items? Sometimes me and my girlfriend would go in there and we'd just sample a few just to maybe have something in our stomachs that we didn't have to pay for. Anyway, you know, after that event, I became my own person, and I knew I had to rely on myself for everything. And I did it. I finished with my degree. I got a great job with Ernst & Young in New York. I moved to New York. I worked my tail off. But what that thing taught me was, if you want something, I don't want to be the one to tell you you can't get it. I'm going to be the one to figure out, okay, this might be tough, but here's one way you can do it. It taught me to rely on myself. It taught me to listen to myself, because you know inside your gut, you should listen to it. And if somebody tells you that you can't do it, I have a real problem with that. So that one event is what I'm very passionate about, because when I see this, and I do, I have couples that I work with where, you know, the one person is saying, no, we can't really do that because of this. And for me, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's delve into this. So I feel like I have been called to this profession to empower people, to show them how they can get things done. So when a problem comes at me, my creative juices kick in, and I'm like, I all of a sudden come up with these ideas, and I'm a problem solver, and I've been solving problems for more than 25 years. I have wonderful clients, and I'm really get compassionately angry when I feel like somebody's telling somebody else they can't do something. And there's always more than one way to skin a cat. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I thought it was important for me to share why I started CPA Financial Planning. And I love to work with people who have problems, who have had somebody say, I don't think you can do that, or I don't think you should do that. There's always a way. There's always a way to do it. So thank you for listening.